3.6 million Americans say they will likely have to leave their homes in the next 2 months due to eviction.
We call eviction the Scarlet E because when a family faces an eviction, people who face an eviction are then often barred from getting access to housing, to jobs, or to loans as they, recover from the experience of an eviction.
But if you do find yourself with an eviction notice on your door, no matter where you are, experts all agree.
The number one thing you can do is find an attorney. The more you can get that advice, I think the better, because these processes can move quickly. There's a lot of complicated paperwork. If you're doing it for the first time, it's likely you can make a mistake. So talk to that attorney, get that advice.
You can go to your local federal legal services office. They're usually free, or they may refer you to a nonprofit legal provider for eviction cases. When you go, it's important to bring the receipts.
Documenting everything you can. If you can take photos of any interactions you have with your landlord, take photos of your possessions or anything that could be used in court proceedings to help defend your case.
Even if you haven't yet received an eviction notice, experts urge that if you're struggling to pay rent, you should access the billions of dollars of rental assistance made available by the federal government.
Okay, you're good to go.
There is a historic amount of rental assistance available. The Biden administration has allocated over $46 billion to renters in the U.S., but what we've seen is that rental assistance money is not reaching people in time. And so what that means is that tenants who are waiting in line for their rental assistance checks to clear may face eviction in the weeks ahead.
There's plenty of that assistance to go around, but not all of it is being used. NBC News contacted all 50 states and the District of Columbia about their emergency rental assistance programs. Of the 41 that responded, 26 have distributed less than 10% of their first allocations.
I have plenty of money to give. What I need is applications and I need time.
And can people still access the rental assistance even after they are potentially at risk of eviction or when they get that eviction notice?
Absolutely. The timeline can be long, but the sooner you get in the line to receive that funding, the more likely you are to receive it before that eviction trial or that hearing takes place. After you've spoken to an attorney and after you've applied for rental assistance, is with the guidance of your attorney potentially to reach out to your landlord and just let them know that you're waiting on that rental assistance. In a lot of cases, the rental assistance that's available can not only pay all of the back debt, but also pay several months of rent into the future. And so if your landlord is willing to wait, that check that they're going to receive is potentially really significant.
The stakes are high as this eviction moratorium comes to a close.
The same communities that have been affected by layoffs, that have been affected by COVID-19, they may be at risk of both losing their homes and also contracting, COVID-19 or the Delta variant at this critical time.
But the impacts of an eviction can last long after a family is out the door.
The consequences of an eviction wave will be multi-generational. It's a traumatic, adverse childhood experience for kids who have to go through that as well. But we also know that moms who experience an eviction suffer from depression up to 2 years after that experience.
That multi-generational impact causing both emotional and financial setbacks. Advocates hoping this rental assistance can change that.
Eviction is often talked about as being the result of poverty. And really in the United States, it's often the cause of poverty. And so it's a very frightening moment for that reason. And it's why it's so important state and county governments really move quickly to get that rental assistance dollars out the door, because those federal funds can resolve those debts and they can prevent evictions from taking place.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.